Hello everyone, it's Bloom4041 and I'm back with another video. In this video I'm going to go through some of the models of my collection and explain to you the meanings and reasons behind their names and how I thought of those names and came to those conclusions. So we're going to start off, and the first model I'm going to do is this guy. This is my Peterstone Tennessee walking horse. His name is Ambulare, and I came to that conclusion of his name because ambulare means to walk in Latin, and he's a Tennessee walking horse. So I thought that that was just a good fit for him because of his breed. So that is him. And then we'll move right along. We have this guy. His barn name is, or his show name is Dipped in Gold because of his kind of gold color, his mane and tail and legs and such. And then his barn name as a result is Midas, after King Midas, who everything turned to gold that he touched. So that is behind this guy's name. Really nice model. And then I have this guy. This is my Briar Ganache, and his name is Touch of Trouble, mainly because of his pose. I think it's kind of a angry type pose and you know, like a stud doing this kind of thing. So I thought Touch of Trouble was appropriate. And then his barn name is Dennis, after Dennis the Menace comic books that I remember reading. So yeah, that is Dennis, aka Touch of Trouble. And then we have this guy. This is my 2017 Bollywood Matte Pinto guy, and his name is Catrax because of the kind of cat trap pinto markings that he has. And then his barn name is Thomas because an intact male cat is called a tomcat. So then I thought Catrax, Tom, and then Thomas was more fitting. So that is Thomas, aka Catrax. And then we have this guy. This guy's name is Rebellious Outlook, and I just kind of thought of that on my own and thought it was a nice fit because he kind of looks a little bit like teenage angst because of his forelock covering like this one eye. So then Rebellious Outlook and Rebel is his name. And then we have this Peterstone. He's a flea-bitten Arabian, flea-bitten gray Arabian, and when I saw him I kind of thought of stuff to do with the moon because of his flea-bitten gray color that he has. So I started doing some Google searching, and there was some songs that had moon in it, but I wasn't really impressed by any of those, so I kind of looked up rock types that are found on the moon, and I found that one of them is called breccia, and it's a type of sedimentary rock that is also found on Earth. So I thought, because of his flea-bitten gray coloring, not only does it remind me of like the moon's surface, but you know, rocks as well, and granite and that type of thing. So breccia became his name. And then we have this guy. This is my Briarfest Special Run Bahana. His name is Purple People Eater. Pretty fitting and pretty appropriate because of his really purple hues in the bay road and his purple ribbons. And obviously it's from that song that most of us probably know from our childhood. And in addition, I just did some researching, and the original Aliens horror movie was produced or directed, might be directed by Ridley Scott, I think the last name is. So his barn name became Ridley. So that is Ridley, aka Purple People Eater. And then we have this guy. Not really an interesting name behind him. His name is Oliver Twist. I just thought Oliver really fit his face, and then Oliver Twist is just a name that I know is around. So that became his name, but it kind of fits into some of the next horses. So one of the more interesting stories of behind names is this girl. Her name is Twist of Fate. I originally saw her on one of her sales pages for about $500, which I could not afford at the time and have never spent that much on a horse. So I waited a couple weeks and, I search model her sales pages every few days just for the heck of it. So I saw her pop up again for much, much less than the original 500, and I snatched her up at that new price. And so Twist of Fate became her name because I already had a Pewterstone-ish with the name with Twist in it, and it was kind of a twist of fate that I was able to snag her and add her to my collection in the end. So that is her name. And then in addition, a little while later, I found this foal that is also Black Tobiano. So I thought they kind of went together. And so her name is Twist and Shout, because they're like the Twist family. So that's behind all of them. And then we have my Briarfest Carlisle. And his show name is Kings of Twilight because obviously I won him 6 years ago, and at the time I was really into the Hunger Games, Divergent, and Twilight series, like all 3 of those. So Kings of Twilight just seemed like an obvious name choice to me at the time, and Carlisle is one of the vampires in the Twilight series, so it all kind of seemed to fit in the end. But that's behind his name. And then finally, kind of one of my best behind the name stories is this guy. His name was not always Riding Solo. His name was Good and Frosted. He was given to me by my ex-boyfriend in high school, so you can probably guess why his name became Riding Solo, because I changed that once I was indeed Riding Solo after splitting up with this individual. So that is now his name. Obviously, I was going to keep the model that I got from the relationship because he's a really nice model and I really appreciated getting him. But yeah, so that's behind his name. So that is behind all the names of the models that I decided to pick out for this video. I really hope some of you guys decide to maybe participate in this tag, whatever you want to call it. Please share with us some of the names of your models and how you came to those conclusions. I'm not a huge stickler on names. If you liked some of the names you saw in this video, please feel free to take them. Maybe not on the same model in terms of a Briar, but again, I'm not a huge stickler for that. So please be expressive, be creative, use song titles, use phrases, do some Google searching, and really just find those interesting names that actually mean something to you and your models. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you guys have a lovely rest of your evening. Please subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!